Hello and welcome to Elevate 24 into 7. This is Chetan Patel. I am a software engineer at Mobilian. So, with this video, I am creating a new playlist on my YouTube channel based on mathematics. The playlist names goes like this: Essential Mathematics, which is required for the programmers from basic to advanced level. So, the reason of creating this playlist is I have seen two sets of peoples. Okay, in one set, like let's say, so those peoples have learned the programming language well, okay, but they don't have much knowledge on mathematics. The foundation of mathematics in the first set of peoples is less. Okay, they learn programming language well, but the mathematic foundation is not up to the great level. Okay, so the problem with this set of peoples is, okay, so even though they have a good hold on programming language, when the problem is given to them, okay, when I ask when we ask to solve the problems, okay, so it is very difficult for them to approach a solution because it's tough for them because since they have not have a good hold on mathematics, they it is very difficult for them to approach a solution for a given problem. Okay, so to address this issue, so it's very important to cultivate the foundation of mathematics in the in those set of peoples. So that's why when we couple this foundation of mathematics along with the programming language expertise, uh, what will happen? So the those set of peoples are able to start code well. Okay, and we have one more set of peoples. Okay, so those set of peoples are again a very have learned programming language well, and the problem, and they also have some basic idea on the mathematics. Okay, so if I ask to solve the problem, if I ask them to solve this xyz problem, they'll solve that xyz problem. That's not the problem with them. But when I see the solution which was provided by them is not efficient at all. Okay, so let's say let's say if xyz problem takes 2 seconds to run. Okay, okay, so but the if I write an efficient algorithm to it, but the solution which was written by those set of peoples, okay, so uh, is not good enough. Like, so it might take 10 seconds. Getting my point? So the second set of peoples are, even though they are good in programming language, and even they will be having a not exactly a very thorough knowledge on mathematics. Okay, so some basic idea on that mathematics, so that the what how they will write, so they will be able to solve that question, but they couldn't able to provide a efficient solutions. Okay, so to address this issue again, what we need to do, we need to give a better foundation on mathematics again. Okay, so this is the playlist where I'll be telling or I'll be teaching some essential mathematics that every programmer should know. Okay, before started coding. Okay, so that's why. So I have listed out some of the techniques. Okay, so are some of the concepts that we must learn. So that concepts, having knowledge on that concept will again will be rewarding. The reason is those concepts will help you to code well. Okay, so it will help you to write an efficient algorithm again. Okay, that's fine. So we'll just dive into the concepts that we're gonna learn in this playlist. Uh, so before starting this, I just wanted to give one idea. For the second set of people, like I told, the second set of peoples are the peoples who are very good in programming languages. Okay, but have a basic idea on mathematics, right? On maths, because they don't know all the mathematics concepts which are written. So if this is the case, let's say let me take very simple problem. Let's say I'll give a number to you. Okay. Suppose if I ask them to do like, So let's say this is 2023, right? Okay. So I want output. Okay. If this is the input that I am giving, okay, the output that I am expecting is 4. So basically, I am asking to write the program to count the number of digits in a given number. So this is what. Okay. So if they have just some basic idea on the mathematics, okay, they might give a solution with a modulo operation. Like suppose what they'll do, they'll take this 2023, okay, and they'll maintain some count variable, okay, let's say 0, for instance, and what they do, they'll do a modulo operation with this, okay, with 10. So at that time, what we'll get, we will be getting 3. Getting getting my point. So maybe I don't need to do modulo as well in the here. What I'll do, I just start dividing it by 10 for sure. So when I start divide it by 10, so and I'll check if it will become 2002, correct? Again divide it by 10, so it will become again 20. Again divide it by 10, it will become 2, and divide it by 10. Okay. So at that becomes 0. So which means that, so I need to divide it by 10 until unless I get 0. So this is the idea. Like, so if you know the division operation, so what they'll do, they'll start dividing it by 10 until unless that number will go to 0. Okay, this is basic mathematics. So what is the time complexity of this solution? So suppose if the number of digits which are present in a given number is k, so it will take big of k time. Okay, so even though it is constant, but it takes k number of iteration to solve this problem. Okay. So but if I want a efficient solution, so suppose if I know the concept of log over here, okay, so I could have solved this given problem in a single iteration. Like suppose if I pass this 2023 to the log, okay, and if I just add 1 to it, okay, how this log will be used, I'll tell you. Suppose you might have observed log 10 is 1, correct? Log 100 is 2, correct? So basically, uh, what it is giving, the number of zeros present here, like if it is 10, something like that, or I should not tell. So something like this. See, suppose if I have log 101, this is somewhat close to uh, uh, 2 point something, let's say 0 something. Okay, this is somewhat close to 2 point something. Okay, so and again if I ask log of 199, again it is something close to 2.0 something something. Okay, so one thing we can observe, okay, in this pattern log of 10 is 1. If I add 1 to it, so it will provide the number of digits for a given number. Again if I add 1 to it, I'll get a 3. Okay, and for log of 101 something, see observe here, it will be 2 point something something, let's say 2.01 for instance, which is not actual value, but I'll assume like log of 101 as 2.01. Okay, and the expected answer for this particular 101 is 3. Okay, if I add 1 to it, so it will become 3.01. But what I want is this 2, I want it as 2.01 as 2. So at that case, if we can use seal or something, so we could have solved this question, right? So if we use seal of log of 200 2023 plus 1, correct? So we could so this is like I'll be getting 3 plus 1, which is 4. Okay, correct. So like by using the seal function and by using the log function, okay, we are trying to solve the given question in 1 minute, in one iteration, not 1 minute, in one iteration. But this takes 4 iterations to provide a solution. So which is more efficient here? This, why? Because this log approach is compute the log of a given number only, and it is take only one iteration. And correct, right? So but it will because this is something which is efficient, because always we need to look for efficient solution. Why we need to look for efficient solution? Because the CPU resources and the power that it will take, everything will be less if we run it fast. Correct, right? So that's why it's very important for us to understand the mathematics concepts very well, so that we can give very efficient solution. Perfect. Next, as I told you, I'll be telling the mathematics concepts that we're gonna learn in this. Okay, that's great. Uh, let's say, so first we will learn about number theory. So we will try to understand what exactly prime number, what are composite number, what are even numbers, odd numbers, right? So what are irrational, rational numbers. So all these stuff we will try to understand when I'm in the first video. Okay, after that we will be looking into the modular arithmetic. Okay, so I'll tell you more about what is exactly this modular arithmetic like. So this is like more like finding the remainder. Let's say 10 mod 3 is 1 how. So we will take this 10 and we will divide it by 3. So we will get quotient as 3 and we will get 1 as remainder, correct? So 10 mod 3 is 1. So in which case we're gonna use that, again I'll be telling again. So and we also learn about LCM and GCD concepts when we are dealing with the number theory. The next topic that we're going to learn in this playlist is like combinatorics. Okay, so we'll be like learning about the permutation of a permutation and given and permutation combinations. Okay, so this is more like counting, right? When we are dealing with some counting problems, so it's always better if we use combinatorics. Okay, so that's why having a thorough knowledge on this permutation combination concept is very rewarding to us. So while writing a logic for a given problem, so that's why, so it's better if we learn this. Okay, so we will be learning these formulas as well. What is NPR and what is NCR? When to use permutation? When to use combinations? Okay, so and the next part is like geometry. In geometry, uh, suppose if we get a problems related to some 2D graphics or something like that, it is better if we have a good thorough knowledge in this. So we will be learning what exactly this Euclidean distance. Okay, so maybe you must have heard this x2 minus x1 plus y2 minus y1, and what is slope. Okay, and what is straight line equation, which is y is equal to mx plus c. So these stuffs we will be going to learn when we are dealing with the geometry. Okay, so this is, I don't know, coordinate geometry, and we also learn about trigonometry. What is sine of a function, sine, and what is cosine, and what is tan, and the reciprocals, and all these stuff we're gonna learn. Because by having this knowledge, maybe when we need to solve some coding question or something like that, we directly use the sine function to solve. Correct, right? Maybe so we might have a problems, something like that. We have a pyramid, okay, and so I, because it is very difficult for us to measure the height of a pyramid by using a tape. So in that case, maybe we will try to measure that with its what maybe we will create this rectangle, triangle, correct, right? So based on that, maybe we will try to identify the length, height of a pyramid and all, right? So that's why, so if we know the sine and cosine, how exactly this works, so it's very important, and it will help us to solve the problems very quickly and more efficiently. Correct, right? So exactly correct. So next we will be looking into the algebra. So we will try to understand what is linear equation. So what are quadratic equations, and what are inequalities, polynomials, all these stuff we will be going to learn. And next we will dive into the graph. We also learn graph as a data structures. But so I'll also be telling some how to represent the graph, maybe what are nodes, in degree, out degree, these stuffs. Okay, we will be discussing, and we also try to, in very brief manner, what exactly DFS, depth first search, what is breadth first search, and some shortest path algorithms also we will be looking. Okay. So and at later point of time, we maybe when we comes to this DP problems, okay. So DP, most of the DP problems are based on this linear programming. Like, so we need to provide an optimal solution, right? Like optimal, optimality. Okay, so we need to identify the max and min, minimum value or something like that. So this is how this DP works, right? So these topics we're gonna learn, and at last we will also be going to learn what are these exponents and powers, how to calculate the powers. Okay, so these steps, and we will be also learn about the logs. Okay, how and seal functions, and what are floor. Okay, so the difference between these two stuffs. Okay, so we will be going to learn, and finally we will also learn about what are sets, and what is union of set, intersection of set, and the A minus B. Like if A is set A and B are two sets, and what is subtraction of B from set A, something like that, and what is cardinality of set. All these stuff we will be learning again. So these are bit important. So and I'll create a separate playlist on bit logic. Okay, so that is something which is very important. So we will be learning bit logic, where and then some binary number system, that is also will be learning in that playlist, because something which is very important. Okay, so this bit logic, all these number systems, binary number system, we will be going to learn in that. Okay, bit manipulation is something which is very important for logic. Okay, this will be discussed in another playlist called logic building. Okay, logic building playlist. Fine. So, and in the mathematics, as part of mathematics concerned, like, so we'll be discussing all these topics that I told over here. So that's great. So let's say if we have, if we need to find work with prime numbers, so it's like, so it's important for us to generate the prime numbers. To generate the prime numbers, we must follow this algorithm C of Aristoteles. Okay, this algorithm, all these stuff we'll be going to discuss in that. Okay, so let's meet in the next lecture. So where we'll be discussing about prime numbers, and especially not exactly only prime numbers. We will also be discussing what are odd numbers and even numbers, all these stuffs, what are composite numbers, all these stuffs we will be going to discuss in the next video. So till that time, if you find this video useful, please subscribe to my channel. So I just wanted to ask this, suppose I wanted to help for more people. Please help me to help more people. So how you can help you, just by subscribing to my channel. Thank you. Hit the like and subscribe to my channel. Thank you for listening to me. That's great. Good day.